So today's video is going to be a 3 looks using 1 palette. It has been so requested to do this type of video ever since I launched the So Jaded palette. So I decided to start it off that way. I'm giving you 3 tutorials. Well, it's mainly eye tutorials because I already have my foundation on and my concealer in all of these looks. But I do apply my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, and my lip with you guys on camera. Besides obviously doing like my eyes. But I did it that way so we can save some time and you're not seeing me apply foundation like 3 times in a row. But I know you guys love these types of videos and I really love them too. I like seeing like 3 different ways you can wear a palette, and I'm actually currently wearing probably one of my favorite looks ever when it comes to this palette. This is the look I was wearing in my Urban Outfitters haul. There's just something about the way Diamond looks on the center of the lid and the way it goes up on the brow bone that I'm just obsessed with. And Jasper is like one of my favorite shades in this palette, so I really love this look. I love all of these looks, but this one is like my go-to, and it's so incredibly easy to do as well. I mean, you know me. But anyway, if you want to see how to get 3 different looks using the So Jaded palette, just keep watching. Okay, we are busting out a brand new palette for the first look. I'm gonna take the shade Rose Quartz and I'm gonna start off with this shade. I'm taking a big fluffy crease brush and I'm pretty much just putting this color all over my crease. I always start with the shade in the crease. It just makes everything so much easier to blend. Next up, I'm going to take Jasper, and this is going to be the shade that I put all over my lid. I love this color. It has a satin finish, and it's so beautiful all over the lid. It's just so easy to blend. I love it. So I'm just popping that on my lid and then blending that into the crease, making sure there are no harsh lines. This first look is definitely the easiest out of the 3. It's just so simple. I mean, you only use like 3 eyeshadows, but I love it so much. But yeah, I pretty much just put that color all over my lid and start blending it out in the crease. And I do that until I have like a nice faded gradient blend going on. And then I just add some more right on top of that onto my lid, because I know that when you start blending colors into your crease, sometimes your lid shade will get a little bit dull. So I just added some more onto the lid and just blended that out into the crease. Now I'm going to go back into Rose Quartz and I'm just going to buff this color on my lower lash line on a thick pencil brush. I forgot to show which color I was using, but I'm taking the shade Jasper on a smaller pencil brush, and I'm just running that on my lower lash line as well. And now the fun part. I'm gonna sandwich Diamond and Aquamarine together. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Diamond and I'm gonna apply that with my finger on the center of my lid. This is a Super Shock shadow, so it's a little bit wet, which I love. So I'm just popping that all over my lid, but keeping it on the center, like towards the middle. And then I'm gonna take Aquamarine and kind of put it like in the middle of that. So Diamond was in the middle of Jasper and then Aquamarine is in the middle of Diamond, because I wanna keep it like right in the center. So I put a little bit of Aquamarine on top of Diamond, and then I'm taking now Diamond on top of Aquamarine, but now I'm dragging it all the way up to my eyebrow, like up to the top of my brow bone, so that the Diamond shade can reflect on my brow bone in the light, and I love it so much. And then I took a little bit of the shade Pearl, and that is what I'm using to highlight my inner corners. I curl my lashes and then I popped on some mascara. This is the Loreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara, probably my favorite at the drugstore. You can pop on some falsies of course, but I prefer a natural lash, especially with this look. And then I'm going in with the Plum eyeliner from Persona Cosmetics, applying that to my waterline, my tight line. I love the plummy vibe of that eyeliner. And then to finish up the look, I'm gonna contour my face using the Maybelline City Bronzer. I love this one. This is in the shade 200. I like it because it contours and warms the skin at the same time. One of my favorites. But then I'm gonna take a little bit of this warm bronzer from Fenty. This one is called Island in Paradise. No, it's called Private Island. Island in Paradise. I don't know where I got that from. But I love this bronzer, especially now with my tan, because it just warms up the skin so nicely. I put that all over my body, my neck, all over the place. For blush, I'm going in with this Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush. That's a tongue tie right there. This one is called Blurred Buff. And it's a really nice natural blush. And then for highlight, this is the Elcie Luna highlight. I love this guy. I'm just popping that on the tops of my cheeks and on my nose and all the places I normally highlight. And then of course I have to set my face with my Morphe setting spray. For lips, I'm taking, surprise, surprise, a Pat McGrath lip liner. This one is called Done Undone. It's like the really pretty pinky one. And I'm just overlining my lips a bit. And I'm also gonna fill them in, like I'm gonna fill my lips in with this color. Wait, is this contour? This isn't Done Undone, this is contour. Excuse me, I'm getting my colors mixed up, but this is contour. It's just I'm so tan. Wow, it looks lighter than usual. But I went in with the contour lip liner, and then I went in with my Alamar Dulce lip gloss right on top. And then that completes this first look. It's my favorite. I love it. So juicy, so natural, so pretty. Can't get enough. But okay, moving on to look number 2. This one is a little bit intense, not gonna lie. But you can make it a little bit more wearable with a different lip color. But anyway, I'm gonna start off with the shade Royal Jewels, and I am buffing that color into the crease the same way we did with Rose Quartz in the first look. Then I'm going to take the shade Turquoise, and I'm going to start working with this color a bit. You know what? When I started filming this look, I had no idea what I was doing. Like, I just sat down and I was like, oh, let me use the greens and the blues. And so I just went with it. And I eventually cover this color up, to be honest, but I still think it's necessary for this look. So I'm taking the shade Turquoise, and I am working this color on my entire lid. I'm using a fluffy brush because I also want this color to be buffed out into the crease, and I don't want to create any harsh lines. So I'm starting off slow with this shade since blues can get really intense really quickly. And now I'm just gonna go in with like a flat shader brush and really pack this color on the lid. Now I'm going into one of my favorite shades. Shout out to all you Amethyst Aquariuses. I am a Garnet Aquarius, but shout out to all you February Aquariuses. But I am just taking this color and I'm applying it on the inner corners of my eyes because I am going to pop on some green in a second. So I'm just focusing this shade on the inner corners and then blending it into the crease a bit wherever there are any harsh lines. Now I'm going to take Emerald and I'm just going to pop that on the outer, can I speak today? On the outer corners of my eyes and then blend them together. With my fingers, I'm just going in with a little bit of amethyst, a little bit of emerald, and just kind of like meshing them with each other so that they look nice and blended on the lid and it doesn't look like purple and green. You know what I mean? I'm highlighting the brow bone with a little bit of pearl. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Sapphire and I'm going to focus this color on the outer corners, and I'm not going to do it too much right now. I'm going to do it a little bit more towards the end for that kind of like eyeliner effect, but we're going to just add a little bit for now. Now I'm going to go back into all the shades I just used, but I'm going to use them wet. So I took a little bit of Fixed Plus and I mixed it in with this amethyst shade just to really bring out that purple. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with Emerald. Okay, now going back into that Sapphire shade, I'm just gonna intensify the outer corners, and I'm gonna kind of use this shade as like a deep blue eyeliner on the outer corners. I was gonna go in with liquid liner, but I really like how the blue looks with the green and the purple, so I'm just gonna use the eyeshadow. I'm gonna take some wipes and I'm gonna get to cleaning because this look was a hot mess, which is why I didn't do my foundation first, because I knew there would be fallout for this one. But as I'm cleaning up, I am creating kind of like a cat eye effect. I want this look to be nice and angled and sharp, so I am creating that with the wipe. To highlight my inner corners, I'm going to take the shade Moonstone. I love this color with the purple and the green. It's just so pretty. There's so many little like green, purple, blue shimmers in the shade Moonstone. It's really, really stunning. And really quickly, I went off camera and I did my foundation and my concealer. But then I went back into the shade Sapphire and I just intensified the liner look even more. For my waterline, I am taking the Colourpop eyeliner in the shade Teaspoon. It's a really pretty green, and I'm popping that on my waterline like I just said. And I'm also tightlining with this shade as well. Going back into Sapphire, I'm taking this little Alamar brush. It's a very precise eyeliner brush, and I am just running this as close to that Teaspoon eyeliner as possible. I don't want my lower lashes or my lower lash line to be too smoky. I know I usually like the smoky vibe, but for this look, I want to keep it a little bit more simple and clean on the lower lashes. So this is as smoky as it's gonna get. I wanted to pop on some glitter, like some fun glitter action in my crease. So I'm taking the Urban Decay Heavy Metal glitter in the shade Pyro, and I'm just creating like a half moon where my crease is. I mean, you see what I'm doing, but I'm just doing like a little swoop, like a little curve for a fun glitter effect, and I love it. I love it. You can only really see it when I close my eyes. It's so pretty. But anyway, I'm curling my lashes, and then I bought this off of Amazon. They're like little iridescent stickers and they come in all shapes and sizes. So I took a little bit of lash glue and I popped it on the sides of my eyes, and then I put on these little iridescent stars, and you can only tell that they're stars. You can only really see it when I turn my face and the light catches them. And yeah, it took a second for the lash glue to dry, but it was pretty cool. So I just popped on some mascara on my top and bottom lashes. Again, I was gonna pop on some falsies with this look, and I was like, you know what? I like how it looks with just mascara. So I'm going in with bronzer, and I showed you the back of the bronzer because this is actually in the shade Eos. This is the Thrive Causemetics Eos bronzer. I usually use Rhea. Eos is usually too deep for me, but I'm nice and tan from Hawaii. I wanted to clean up my contour a bit, so I just added some concealer underneath and then I blended it out. For blush, I'm going in with my blush, of course. Perfect blush for this look. This is the Colourpop blush in the shade I Need Space. And then to highlight my face, I'm going in with the Benefit highlight in the shade Cookie. I love this highlight. It's super metallic, ultra reflective, and it used to come in a trio, but now you can buy it on its own, which is awesome. So I'm just popping that on my cheeks. You know the drill. Setting my face like usual. And then for lip, I went in with a bold sucker right here. This is the Colourpop 0.0 liquid lipstick, and it took it from mermaid grunge to mermaid alien grunge, and I like it. So yeah, feel free to use a nude lip, but I'm really into this. But yeah, guys, that completes look numero dos. If this was too bold for you, a little too intense for you, I think you might like look number 3, especially if you're into warm shades. So let's get started. Okay, the first shade I'm taking is You're a Gem. This has become my favorite go-to crease shade. It's so warm and delicious, and I'm all about it. So this is a nice orangey creamsicle shade if I've ever seen one. I can't. I love it. So I'm taking You're a Gem, buffing that all over my lid. Well, all over my crease. You know, this is my transition shade, but I am taking a lot of this color. Like, I'm applying a lot of it. Just going back and forth with this shade until it's deep enough for me. Now I'm taking the shade Carnelian, which is a very similar shade, but much, much deeper, a little bit more rich and burnt. And I am just focusing this color on the outer corners. I'm still using a fluffy crease brush, but it's a lot thinner than the one I was using before. So it's a little bit more precise. So I'm just focusing that color on my outer corners and then dragging it into the crease as well. Just blending those two shades together, creating like a gradient effect. I wanted the look to be a little bit warmer, so I took the shade Citrine and I just buffed a little bit of this like right at the edge of my crease color to really bring out like that orangey sunset vibe. Going into my Precious, I am using this to highlight my brow bone. Now I'm gonna take some concealer. This is the Jouer concealer, but obviously any concealer works. Oh my god, I cannot talk today. And I'm gonna create kind of like a cut crease, but like an innocent one, not one that's like too intense. So I'm just cutting like the inner part. Is this still considered a cut crease? I'm just adding concealer like on the inner half of my eye so that I can lay down the Sunstone eyeshadow and you can really see it pop on top of the concealer. So that's what I did. I added some of that Sunstone eyeshadow on the inner part of my eye, and then I took the shade Ruby and I added that on the outer corners of my eye, but also dragging it into the Sunstone shade. So pretty much what I did with Emerald and Amethyst earlier, but with Ruby and Sunstone, I just sandwiched those two shades together, and then I took the shade Garnet and I just added that to the outer corners of my eyes just to deepen them up a bit. I went into the shade Topaz because I wanted to add this glitter in between Ruby and Sunstone, kind of like where the two eyeshadows meet. So I added a little bit of that glitter, and then I went in with eyeliner. This is a black one from Colourpop. I forget the name of it, but it's the black one. I added that to my waterline and my tight line as well. And then I took the shade Garnet and I am just buffing this color on my lower lash line. I want my lower lash line to be very, very smoky and warm and delicious. So I'm taking my time to really buff this color out. And then I wanted it to be a little bit warmer, so I took the shade Carnelian and I'm really blending that into, no, I took the shade, yeah, Carnelian. It's hard to keep up with these names. Took the shade Carnelian and I'm blending that into Garnet, making it super smoky, super rich. I realized that you really couldn't tell that I was wearing any glitter, so I took a little bit more of that Topaz shade and just added some more on the center of my lid. By the way, if you don't feel comfortable using glitter on your eyes, I totally understand. You can use those two glitters on your face, on your hair, on your body, whatever. But to mesh those two colors together, you can go ahead and use Diamond and it'll give you the same effect. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do this eye. To highlight my inner corners, I am mixing the shade Peridot and Pearl. I wanted Peridot, but I thought it was too green for the look. So adding Pearl on top gave it like a golden effect. It looked really, really pretty. Like they look really pretty mixed with one another. So that is what I used to highlight my inner corners. And then I took this Hank & Henry liquid eyeliner that I got in a BoxyCharm last month. And I'm not creating a wing or anything, but I do want like the base of my lashes to be nice and black. So I think like eyeliner or even a wing with this look would be really, really nice. Curling my lashes, and then I tried this out for the first time and oh my god, I do not like this. This is the new Milani, the violet one lash primer, and no, just no. Like it was not working for me. I feel like it didn't even make a difference. I used it with the mascara it recommended me to use it with, and I like that mascara normally on its own, and with the primer I didn't like the mascara. Like it was so bizarre. I prefer that mascara without the primer, so it was really weird. I don't like it, but anyway, I'm popping on some individual falsies here. They're just personally so much easier to apply for me, so I love it. I added mascara to my lower lash line, and then I went in with bronzer, and I didn't realize that my camera stopped recording, but you completely skipped the bronzer step. So I'm sorry about that. I added my Bare Minerals Endless Summer Bronzer, and then I went in with my Lunar Has It blush from Colourpop. So I'm so sorry you missed all of that. But then to highlight my brow bone, I went in with the Artist Couture Summer Haze highlight. And then of course, I set my face with my Morphe setting spray. For a lip liner, I'm going in with the MAC Etc. lip liner. I am overdrawing my lips just a little bit with this. And then I'm going in with the Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Amaretto for a nice, delicious, peachy, warm lip color. And then to make it a little bit deeper, I went in with the Caramel Glaze Gloss from Causemetics. And bada bing, bada boom. I really hope you enjoyed these looks. Whenever I use this palette, a lot of the times I'll use the same crease shades, and I use Diamond like every single day. But for today's video, I wanted to make sure that all of the eyeshadows I was using were completely different. So all three of these looks are using completely different shades. I made it a point to use different shadows on all three of the looks. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it gave you some inspo to use this palette. But anyway guys, that completes this video. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below letting me know what tutorial you want to see next using this palette. Like if there's a look you have in mind with this palette and you want me to do it, let me know in the comments. And also if there's other videos you want to request in the comments below, like not just about this palette, leave them below as well. I love doing videos you guys suggest, so suggest down below. But anyway guys, like I said, that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.